this is $3,700 worth of product. And I'm able to fit it into a box of this size. It's not really that much. It is heavy, but it's not that much. And I'm gonna be committing to using up all this, plus another $1,300 worth of product in the next year. Let's go through it. Oh, it is heavy though. I love me a good challenge, and I'm about to start a real challenge for me because I'm gonna be using up $5,000 worth of products in 1 year. Now this is starting from today, so May 1st, and going all the way through May 1st of next year. And this is a lot. I'm committing to using up the $3,700 worth of products that I have laid out in front of me, plus an additional $1,300 from somewhere. I don't know where, but based on the fact that I don't have everything that I use on a daily basis spread out here, it's gonna come from somewhere. So I am probably a little bit insane for doing this, but let's do it anyway. I'm gonna start with wanting to use up both of these Natasha Denona High Glam Concealers. I have them in shades N1 and RN1. So RN1 is the lightest one. This is great for my under eyes. N1 is for the rest of my face, but sometimes I use this as like my foundation and it works great. But really love these and highly recommend if you have not tried them. Moving on, I actually also want to use up this IT Cosmetics Perfect Lighting Radiant Touch Magic Wand. It's something that looks like this, and it is definitely more of a pink tone. This is something that's supposed to be similar to the YSL Touche Éclat. Additionally, I want to use up this iconic London Super Smooth Blurring Skin Tint. This is actually a little bit new to my collection, so I actually am putting it in because I want to allow myself to use this so I don't forget to use this as well. Also, I want to use up this Maybelline Fit Me matte and poreless foundation in 112 natural ivory. This is the packaging that they did for a short period of time for Amazon. I love these. I've gone through many of these, and this is just a shade that's too deep for me most of the time. There isn't that much product. Actually, no, there's like half a bag left. There's a significant amount of product there still. I want to use up this Lancome Teint Idole Ultra Wear in shade, what's the shade on it? 120N, and this is perfect for like right now before I get a tan and then winter time, but I have like some around this amount of product in there and I really want to use it up. Same for this Tom Ford Traceless Soft Matte Foundation. This is in shade 13 Nude Ivory. This is actually too deep for me most of the time, and with summer coming, I do actually want to use this up because this is the perfect time. I am like right here, so there's quite a lot of product still left, and sometimes this is a mixing foundation, so I might wind up mixing it in with even the oopsies even the Lancome. So these two might actually make a shade that works for me in the summer as well. Continuing with foundations, I want to use up both of these Makeup Forever HD Skin Hydra Glows. I have them in two shades. One of them is 1N00, this one, and then the other one is 1N14. So I got this to mix with this to make a perfect shade depending on what my skin tone is looking like that day. Moving on to primers, kind of funny going in opposite order of the way I should, but I'm gonna use up this NYX Blur Screen SPF 30 primer. This is only good until December of this year, so I really want to get this out. I've barely used it, really want to use it so I can actually enjoy the product while the sunscreen is effective. I also want to use up this Cali Ray So Blown Clean Blurring Primer. I've only used it a few times. I'm not actually a very big primer girl, and I really need to figure that out and like just understand that about myself. I'm just not a big primer person, so I want to get both of these primers out of my collection. Moving on to powders, I want to use up this Givenchy Prisma Libre powder. This is the original, by the way. This is the original formula. I've barely used it. I realized that I had this in my collection for years, unopened, and I think I opened this back in December. Yeah, I think I opened this like back in December. Use it once or twice, barely use it. It is a little bit pink. This is the Voile Rosé, and it is lovely, but it is a little bit more on the pink side. I also want to use up, this was sent to me by Jeffree Star Cosmetics. This is the Translucent Luminous Setting Powder, and I have a significant amount. This is definitely luminous. I have like about like this much in here. This is going to take me forever to use up. I do want to use this up as well. Additionally, I want to use up the Sephora. This is the, I think they reformulated this as well, or just did up the shades a little bit differently. This is the Sephora Micro Smooth powder, and this is the 15 Nude. So it is very deep. It is something that I can only use in the summer, and I've barely used it. Like the dome is still there. So really want to get rid of that because it is just too deep for most of the year. Moving on to Pat McGrath Sublime. You know what? I don't know, because even though I opened this like in November or maybe even December, all the writing has worn off. But this is the light This is the under eye powder in light. This is my second one. I've already used one up. I used one up last year, and it still has the dome on it, so I do want to use it up. This takes about, I would say, a year to use up with heavy use, or like regular use rather. And then another thing is actually I still have this powder. This is also Pat McGrath in its box. It's ridiculous, but this is the Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Setting Powder in light 1, and I've only used it like once or twice. Actually, I think just the one time to test it out. So it is like all the way full, like to the very top. So I want to use this up as well. All of these products, if I use up anything else besides this, it will count towards the $5,000. These are just the things that I absolutely 100% am committing to using up between now and next year. Moving on to color cosmetics, I'm going to commit to using up this Patrick Ta Double Take Creme and Powder Blush in Not Too Much. And you're probably wondering, why would I want to use up something that just launched not too long ago? Because this launched last year, and it's because look at that gigantic pan. I love this blush, and actually once I use it up, I will buy another one, but that is such a huge pan that I don't think this blush is going to last me that much longer. So I really want to get through it. I want to use up the powder one. I'm not using it very much. So I really want to get through the cream part in the summer and then concentrate on the powder for the rest of the year because, well, that's just how it's going to roll. And then I'm just going to buy a new one after that. A Patrick Ta product I don't necessarily love yet, but I think I will as I use it more is this Creme Contour and Powder Bronzer Duo in She Statuesque. And I have been using other products so much that I've not had an opportunity to figure out whether I like this or not. I have to get this out of my collection because it's actually been in my collection for a really long time. Moving on, because that's not going to be the only face product that I include. It's also going to be Charlotte Tilbury. This is the Film Star Bronze and Glow in the fair medium. And I've already gotten some use on it, but this is like original. This is around the time that she launched it. So I've had this for a very long time. As you can see, the bronzer is not yet, there's no pan on it, but the highlighter does have pan on it. So I want to use up both of these. I really want to get this out of my collection already. It's like this doesn't even click shut anymore. So I really want it out. I also want to use up this Rare Beauty highlighter in Mesmerize. This is the pink one. I accidentally got this one instead of the Enlighten one the first time I got it, and I do want to use it. It's basically new. I've used it like 5 times. Today not being one of those. None of the makeup that's actually here is stuff that I'm wearing right now because all of it was in that box. Another blush, and this is a true challenge again. And this is the Rare Beauty powder blush in Joy. This is a really deep shade, and I'm hoping to... What am I doing? This is so deep that this is gonna be a problem, but I'm going to commit to it and try my best. This doesn't have a lot of product either, also 2.8 grams of product, so it shouldn't be too difficult. I say that now, but we'll see how that goes. Now, this next item isn't actually technically a blush, but I will be using it as a blush, is this lipstick. This is the Bite Beauty, Bite Beauty Centifolia lipstick, and look at that. There's so much in it, but I really like this color as a blush. It still smells really, really good, but let me show you what that looks like. This is the perfect summer corally orange shade, and I was about to get rid of it because I don't want to put it on my lips. It's just too old for that, but I really like that color, and I don't have a color like this in a blush, so I'm going to use it as a blush. Final face product I want to use up is this Cover FX Custom Enhancer Drops in Celestial. Let's move on to the eyes. The first item I'm actually going to be introducing is this Makeup Forever Aqua Excel Color Paint. I'm going to be using this as an eyeshadow base. It is just a nude base. It's just like nude. There's really not much there, but it does dry down and it does work really beautifully as an eye base. So that's what I want to do. I actually did mark this. That's where I am at. This is a lot of product, by the way. This Natasha Denona Mini Starlet eyeshadow palette, and the reason I want to use it up is I've already used up my favorite shade from there, but also because that's not enough for me to use up a product, it's broken. This is broken, so I want to use up these eyeshadows, and there are 4 of them, barely used, really want to get to it. This next item is something that's been dragging around essentially. It is the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk Luxury Eyeshadow Palette. So I've actually used up this shade right here. There's something else pressed in there, but I want to use that up as well. But this is the state of this palette right now. I want to use this whole thing up. The next item I want to use up is actually drugstore, and it is this CoverGirl Clean Eye Color in Ballerina Blush, and it is basically new. I bought it. I love it. It's beautiful, but I've used it like once or twice, and then I moved on to something else, and I'm tired of doing that. I really want to get these things out of my collection, not because I don't love them, but because I do love them. I do love them, and I don't want them to go bad. I'm sick and tired of things going bad on me. Next up is actually surprising, but it is the Makeup by Mario Ethereal Eyes palette. Now, this is the original, and I want to use it up because I want to be able to enjoy this palette thoroughly. It's no longer so limited edition that you can't get it, at least as far as I know. And I want to give myself the opportunity to actually use it and enjoy it. And yeah, it is beautiful. Why am I not using it? Because I'm being precious with it, because at some point it was limited edition. No more. Moving on, I really want to use up this ColourPop Super Shock Shadow in Kush. And I have hit pan on it already, but I want to use it up. I want to use it up because it is good. I only bought it like last year, and while I still have it, while it's in great condition, I want to use it up. Now, the problem with that is that there's a similar product I also want to use up, and this is from Cover FX. This is the Shimmer Veil, and this is actually a little too similar actually to that. This is definitely more icy than Kush, but I think it's going to be a beautiful topper. Really want to use that up as well. As far as mascaras go, this is just going to be a stand-in for a few mascaras. This is the Real mascara from Benefit, one of my favorites, but this is a stand-in. There will be more than this mascara being used up. Eyeliners, I want to use up a few Urban Decay ones. One of them is this one in Overdrive. It is a pretty big size still. This is going to take me the full year, especially because this shade is a very unique and particular shade. This is definitely something that I may not be able to achieve, but I will do my best to achieve that goal. But not sure. That one's the only one that I'm a little bit unsure about. The other one is going to be this one in Perversion. This is not brand new. It's only been used a couple of times. The problem is that I think it's drying out because it's drawing away from the sides of the pencil, but it is still smooth. It is still really dark. And while it's still working, I want to use it up because this is barely used. This is like full size essentially. Another one that I want to use, I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to use it. I think it's going to have to be like on the inner corner. It's also this one from Urban Decay. And I have multiples of this, by the way. So at some point they were kind enough to send them to me. So this is in Heartless. Yeah, Heartless. And it is a very cool toned light pink. So I'm not sure how that's gonna work, but we're gonna test it out and we're gonna see how that goes. This is something that I wanna use up. This is the Too Faced Killer Liner in Killer Cashmere. This is beautiful, but best for people who have slightly warmer skin tones because I have found other ones that I like more. So I want to get this out of my collection between now and next year. It's not bad. I do recommend it, but I'm glad I don't have a backup of that because it is just a little bit more warm toned than I like. When it comes to brow products, I want to use up a few of them. And surprisingly, I'm going to start with a drugstore one, and that is e.l.f. And I want to use up this e.l.f. Instant Lift Waterproof Brow Pencil. I don't have a lot of it left. It is $4, but why not use it up? This is what I have left. It is nice. This is still going to last me a few months, so I just want to get that out. I also want to use up, and this is going to be difficult, the Brow Power from IT Cosmetics, and this takes a year to use because this is basically new. I've used it once or twice, but that's about it because I have so many things open at the same time. Look how much that is. This will take the full year to use up. So I'm also going to be using up this Urban Decay Brow Blade in Ginger Snap. Now, I don't really care for the liquid portion of this, so I'm not really going to be using that at all. It's just waste for me. Not everybody loves that. I do want to use up this portion though, the little pencil portion, and I want to use that for the wings, the very ends, the tail ends, whatever you want to call it, of my brows. So these need to be used up, and I'm not sure if I'll be able to do this, but I also want to use up this 24-hour brow setter from Benefit. It's the full size. I've not really used it very much, but I do want to use that up as well. Let's move on to the lip product. It's quite a lot. I'm not actually sure I'll be able to manage all of this, but we're going to try it anyway. The first item is actually surprisingly the newest item in my collection, and I got it like a week ago, tried it for the first time yesterday, and it is the Gloss Bomb Sticks in Fussy from Fenty Beauty. And the reason it's here is because I have a lot of older products in front of me, and as much as I want to get through all of them, I don't want to leave out things that I just got. I don't want to not be able to use this until this is old. So I'm including this because I want to use it up. And as I said, I've only tried it once yesterday and I'm wearing it today. Actually, I'm surprised by how little product there actually is, but you know what? That's fine. That means I'll get to enjoy it, and then if I like it enough to get more, I'll get more. This is not a project to never buy product again. It's just to use the stuff that I actually have. Moving on, I actually also want to use up this Tarte Maracuja Juicy Lip in Rose. Holy guacamole, did you guys realize how expensive these have gotten? This is where I'm at. It's not even showing any like clear product or like that it's moving up from here. So it's basically brand new. Kind of want to use it up because it is nice, but I really want to work on it. I also want to use up this Tower 28 lip jelly. I am like right here, right above the O. This is in the shade Iced Pistachio, and this was part of a limited edition collection, like a duo. It is pretty. I really enjoy it, so I want to use it. I also want to use up these two Natasha Denona lip glosses. I've had these in a project before. They are absolutely beautiful, and I want to use up both of them. They should be somewhere around the halfway point for both of them. Maybe the pink one's more at the halfway point. The other one might be at the 3/4. Don't know because I can't figure out where the demarcation is, but it doesn't matter. The point is not to go from new to used up. The point is to just get products that I love and enjoy and have purchased out of my collection. I also want to use up these Pat McGrath lip glosses. This is the lip lusters, and I've only used them like a couple of times, but I've had them for I think 3 years at this point, so that's way too long. I don't even know where I'm at because for some reason these have been standing up, but they just will not move down, so they're very, very thick. But this is where we're at, so I guess, yeah, I can't figure out where I'm at with these, so I'm going to use those up as well. This is quite a lot of lip gloss to go through because everything I've mentioned up until now is essentially a gloss. I also, well, I guess there are more glosses actually because everything in front of me, most things in front of me are glosses. I also want to use up, this was a product that was sent to me by Jeffree Star. This is the gloss in Mouthful. Barely used it, looks pretty, but barely used it. I do want to get it out of my collection. I also want to use up this e.l.f. oil in Coral Fixation. It's basically new. It's like at the very tippy top, so really want to get that out. I don't know how I'm going to be able to do all this. I also want to use up this Summer Fridays Lip Butter Balm in Vanilla. This is just clear, and I use this as like a lip mask at night. But not to be the only Summer Fridays product I want to use up. I also want to use up this iced coffee one, and this is basically new because I got this in a set like 2 years ago before they made this permanent, and it's like at the very top. It's like right at the top between the D and the A in Fridays, and I don't necessarily love it, and I want to see what the hype is about because so many people seem to love that color. By the way, just to show you where the vanilla one is, it's pretty high up too. So these are going to be a challenge. Not to be outdone, not to be the only lip balms that I'm using. I actually got this in Thailand. This is the Vaseline Lip Care in Rosy Tinted Lip Balm. I want to use this up. Basically just opened it. It's at the very tip top. So basically it's, you know, one of those pots of Vaseline that you can get. There's one that's more of a pink one. This is it, but in a tube. I prefer the tube version. I don't want to be putting my fingers into anything. Moving on with the glosses because not to be outdone. This is kind of funny the way it's set out, but this is the CoverGirl Clean Fresh Yummy Gloss. Which shade is this? This is in the shade Havana Good Time. And it's kind of funny. There's tons of product up here. There's tons of product down here, but this part in the middle is missing. Like there's no product there. So this is funny, but I want to use this up. I love those glosses, by the way. I really also want to use up these 3 lip glosses. So they are actually the Forget the Filler lip glosses from Lawless. I have them in the shades Rosy Outlook, which is this clear one, Cherry Vanilla, which is this reddish one, and then also Daisy Pink, which is this beautiful shade right here. So I want to use those up as well. Not to be outdone, or not to be the only Lawless product I use up, I also want to use up this Lawless Cherry Vanilla Balm Stick, and this is what it looks like. It is basically been used just a couple of times, and that's how much product I have. It's rolled all the way down and it's still at the very top. There is another Lawless item I want to use. It's a Lawless Forget the Filler Overnight Lip Plumping Mask, and I've really only used this once or twice. I can barely open it, like once or twice. It is at the very tippy top. So I want to use this up as well. I also want to use up these 2 Juicy Bombs from Lancome. And one of them is in Dreamsicle, which is this one. It's basically clear on the lips. And the other one is in Caramel Gospel. It's really pretty, actually. I really want to use this up as well. I also want to use up this Guerlain. This is so old. They don't make this anymore. This is the Le Petit Robe Noir in Pink Tie. And this is what it looks like. I'm not sure that I'll be able to use this up because this is brand new. It is a very bright pink, but I feel like this is going to be the perfect shade to use in the summer. So I want to introduce it right now so I can actually use it in the summer, because this project will only last one summer, or through one summer. Now, those were all lip glosses. I do have lipsticks as well, but only 3. Only 3. One of them is Kosas. This is the Kosas Heat Wave, and this is there's just slight usage on it, but it is a beautiful shade, yet another nude shade. Look how pretty that is though, but it is yet another nude shade. Oh my goodness, how am I gonna do it? And then these 2 from Tarte are also nude, but we'll see. So the first one is Maracuja Juicy Lipstick, and this is in the shade Rose, and like barely used, honestly, as you can tell. This is how much I have left of it, just so you can see. It's quite a lot of product. It is beautiful, but I really do want to use this up because it's just like, you know, hanging out in my collection. And the other one is Soft Rose, and this is a different line. This is the Maracuja Juicy Lip Creme. I have really no idea what the difference is, but the shades are different and they look different. This is again how much I've used up. Basically only use it like just a handful of times. I just want to show you how much I have, so I'm gonna roll it up. Now, talking about lip liners, I have a few that I'm trying to use up. 2 of them are going to be these. I think they're discontinued Sephora collection Rouge Gel Lip Liners in the shades, let me see, Nothing But Nude. And you know what, I can just show you that it's not even rolling down anymore. So it's basically nude, just the tip has been worn off. And this is just to the 90s. This is quite a lot of product. I also want to use up this Jouer lip liner in Fawn. It is something that I'm wearing today. How much product I have left of that. I also want to use up this Kylie Cosmetics Candy K lip liner. I have this much left. This is actually quite a lot of product. I also want to use up this one liner from Tower 28. This actually came in that collection with the other lip gloss. So these 2 I want to use up together. This Makeup Forever Walnut. Now, I just want you to see that this is still in its shrink wrap. It is still in its shrink wrap. This has never been used. This is what I want to use up. It's a little bit insane, but I'm going to do it. Finishing up with makeup, I have setting sprays. The first one is going to be the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray in the large size. This is the 100 milliliter size, and it is brand new. As you can tell, it's not been used at all. I also want to use up this Urban Decay All-Nighter in the mini. This is just for travel purposes because I'm not going to be able to drag this gigantic bottle around from Charlotte Tilbury. I also want to use up this LYS Natural Finish Skin Loyalty Setting Spray. As you can tell, I barely use it. It's just less than a centimeter used at this point. So this is going to be quite a challenge. And finally, when it comes to setting sprays, I want to use up this One Size Until Dawn Mattifying Waterproof Setting Spray. Now, this is going to be a true challenge because I may actually not need this much product. There's quite a lot of product in there. I don't want to overuse it, but I will try to use this for like the days when it's like really hot in the summer, and none of the other ones will work. I'm going to start with, I don't know if this is interesting or not, but Mayli's products. So these are brand new, never used them. I have 3 of them. The Be Foxy, which is for inner thighs, Be Flex for arms, and the Be Flat for belly. These are $49 each each. Moving on, and this is going to be Good Jeans by Sunday Riley. This was a limited edition bottle when they launched this gigantic size. This is the 100 milliliter size, and this is $205. So I really want to use it. I've never used it, like literally not a single time. So really want to get my money's worth with this. Next up is Peter Thomas Roth, their water drenched hyaluronic cloud cream. This is the 100 milliliter jar, and this is kind of expensive, and I'd really like to use my money's worth. Talking about skincare items, I obviously love the Laneige Cream Skin. This is the Serapeptide Toner and Moisturizer. This is a full bottle, and I've gone through multiple bottles of this, always will get it. Peter Thomas Roth again, and this is the Even Smoother Glycolic Retinol Hydrogel Eye Patches. Now, I have only used these eye patches like once each, so, sorry. Yeah, it's still really full. So I'm really excited to be using this because you know what? I'm aging and I would like to stop that as much as possible. So retinol under the eyes, thank you very much. I will be using this a lot. Next up is this Elemis Pro Collagen Marine Cream SPF 30. This is an incredibly expensive moisturizer and I really want to use it up before the SPF goes bad. I don't even know when it goes bad. It doesn't actually say it. So I really have to commit to using this. This is mostly full because this is so expensive. I found that I'm very precious with it. No more. I'm going to use whatever it is that I have, including these Elemis Superfood Midnight Facial. I have used this like once or twice, I think, but it is still pretty, you can't even see it. It is still pretty full. It's just that they don't fill it all the way to the tippy top for how expensive that actually is. Body butter. I really like the Tree Hut ones, and I really want to use up this Cherry Rave one. And look how full it is. But it smells so good, and it was limited edition. I don't want it to go bad before I use it up. So committing to this. Also from Elemis, I'm also committing to this Elemis Superfood Glow Priming Moisturizer. So it doesn't give you much of a glow at all. It's just a regular moisturizer in my opinion. And I thought that it was more like a shimmery product, and so I didn't really use it much last year, which is when I started, so I've literally used it like 5 times. It is basically full, and I really don't want it to go bad. Moving on with skincare, I actually want to use up this Peach and Lily Power Calm Hydrating Gel Cleanser. I really like this, but I would like to commit to using it up because I have so many cleansers open at the same time, including this Korres Foaming Cream Cleanser, the Greek Yogurt Foaming Cream Cleanser that I really love. I love this so much. So it's kind of sad that I have both of these open at the same time. So I want to get through all of that because they're expensive. They're really expensive. Moving on, I'm also going to be using up this Pyongyul Essence Toner. I'm literally like right there with it. So I've had it for long enough where I should be a lot further along with that. And my skin has been showing the effects of me not taking care of it as much as I should. Moving on, I'm going to use up this L'Occitane Supple Skin Oil, the L'Amande one. So this the almond one. And I cannot tell you how many years I've had this for. I think I've had this for, I think I bought it in like 2021. Yes, 2021. So I really want to use it. I love the scent of this, but these are expensive. So committing to this as well. I want to use up more than this one sunscreen, but this is going to be a stand-in for all the sunscreens I want to use up. I have quite a lot. I went to Japan in November and I bought quite a lot of sunscreens there as well. I also want to use up this Dr. Dennis Gross Triple Correction Eye Serum with Advanced Retinol and Ferulic. I've had this for more than 1 year and I really want to get into it. I've been very bad at taking care of my under eyes, so this is a commitment. I want to use this up. This is expensive. Another Dr. Dennis Gross product I want to use up is this Vitamin C plus Lactic Oil-Free Radiant Moisturizer. I've already gone through one of these and I realized that I had a backup. No more backups, guys. No more backups. Just buy it as you need it. And I've used this once or twice to make sure that it is still good, and I am like right here with it. So this goes all the way up. I am committing on using this, especially with sunscreen because it does have the vitamin C. More skincare items I want to use up. Yes, this is the peach. This Tony Moly. Is it Tony Moly? Yes, this is the balm, the makeup removing balm. I've literally used it a single time. It smells phenomenal. This is incredible. This really does smell phenomenal. I also want to use up this Elemis Pro Collagen Cleansing Balm. I've had it forever to the point where I think it's starting to separate. I've barely used it. Want to use this up. Additionally, I want to use up this Lancome by Facil eye makeup remover. I am like right there, and this is the jumbo size there. This is the 200 milliliter or 6.7 fluid ounce bottle. I'm not sure, but I might actually have a backup of this, which means that I really got to get through this. This one is the the Face Shop Rice Water Bright Light Cleansing Oil. Also want to use up this Garnier Micellar Cleansing Water. This is the all-in-one waterproof one, and this is in the 400 milliliter bottle. This is a stand-in for all the very many bottles of this you're going to see. This is the only one that I have currently in my collection. I usually have backups, so I actually have to purchase some. But this is the L'Oreal Elvive Dream Lens 8-Second Wonder Water. This is the smooth detangling one. I have gone through so many of these and will go through so many of these. I really wish they made this in a bigger bottle because I would buy it. This is amazing stuff. Also skincare, It Cosmetics Bye Bye Lines. This is the 1.5% hyaluronic acid peptide and vitamin B5. This is right up here. So it's barely used. I don't actually think I use it very much, if at all. I don't know. Also, this Tony Moly Intense Care Gold 24K Snail Eye Serum Ball. This is what it looks like. It's actually like really comfortable. I think I've used it like twice. It is nice. It is nice. Also, in addition to all that, LMS Superfood Facial Oil. It is like right here, right about here. But this was the thinnest part, and now I still have like the fattest part of that. I'm very bad at using facial oils, and I actually would love to use more, and I do have a lot of facial oils to use. And finally, as far as skincare is concerned, eye cream, or rather, this is the Good Molecules Yerba Mate Wake Up Eye Gel. Really excited to use this. I have used it a couple of times. It is nice and refreshing. It's going to be great in the summer. This box of press-on nails from Olive & June is just a stand-in for all the press-on nails I'm going to be using over the course of the year. I don't have any on right now, of course, why would I? But I really wanted to just start filming this video. Moving on to fragrances, I have a few. The first one is Diptyque d'Ossonne. This is my favorite fragrance of all time. And as you can tell, this is the Eau de Toilette, and there's quite a lot of product, but also, as you can tell, it has changed color. So it is imperative that I use this up between now and next year. Now, there's quite a lot of fragrance here, but not enough for me to be completely unable to use it. I should be able to use this up, but it's going to take me probably the full year because this is still a heavy fragrance. I also want to use up this Erin fragrance in Mediterranean Honeysuckle, and I have like the halfway point. This is the trial size, but the reason I want to use it up is because next year I want to buy the full size, and this is definitely like a summer scent for me. I love it. I also want to use up this bottle, so just this one, because I have a big bottle of this as well. The Ellis Brooklyn Sweet fragrance. It is at the very top. It is like right here right now, and I want to use that up. I'm also going to be using up this Ellis Brooklyn Apple Love Eau de Parfum, and this is at about the same point right up here. Now, I don't love this one as much right now, so I want to see if I develop a love for it or not. If I don't love it, I want it out of my collection, you know. So this is small enough for me to be able to commit to using it, but not hate it. Like, I'm not gonna hate use it. And finally, for fragrances, actually the last two items are actually going to be these body sprays from Finery. This is in Magnetic Candy, and this is in Without a Trace. And this is a dupe, or just like the body spray version of Fleur's Missing Person, and I love it for that. This is definitely like a lighter scent. I do have Fleur's Missing Person. I love that, but this is something I want to be able to use more frequently, especially in the summer. I find Missing Person to be too heavy for the summer. And that's it for the $3,700 worth of products that I'm introducing, as in like these are the items I'm committed to using up. I am not sure what else is going to be included. There will be items that just pop in as I'm using them up, you know, hair care here, nail care there. We'll see how that goes. If I run out of moisturizer comes in as well. I'll introduce them in updates, and this will be updated monthly. Thank you very much for your time. See you soon. Bye.